With the Dragon Ball Super anime set to return sometime this year, and being the first time we get to see the anime in a whopping 5 years, I thought it'd be pertinent to look back on Dragon Ball Super's anime as a whole and discuss its shortcomings, and how personally I would do things a little bit differently. But before we get into it, if you like the video, like the video. And if you are so inclined, hit that subscribe button and make sure to ring that little bell so you get notifications. So without further ado, here are the top 7 things I would change in Dragon Ball Super. Number 1. Not retelling the movies. I understand the reason why Toei did this. It creates a gap between the anime and the manga, so the manga has time to tell its story, and the anime will have less filler overall because it gave the manga a head start. However, Toei's execution, aka the rushing animators to meet a ridiculously tight schedule, had terrible results, and it tanked Super's credibility. I just wish that Toei would have made a few recap episodes, maybe 2 or 3, that would fill the audience in on everything they need to know while acting more as advertisements for the movies. Instead, we received a mediocre retelling of a good movie and a retelling of a bad movie that was somehow worse than the movie. Number 2. Make God Ki mean something. So in Battle of Gods, the implication was that when Goku unlocked God Ki for the first time, he surpassed a barrier in strength that he couldn't have without the use of God Ki. See, God Ki was meant to be this vessel the characters would use in order to reach new heights in strength. However, as the series goes on, more and more characters that did not have God Ki were contending, and in some cases defeating the characters that did. Characters like Frieza, Hit, Jiren, Dispo, Kale, Broly, Android 17, Gohan, hell, even Krillin is out here throwing hands with Goku in his God form. It just makes you ask, why build up God Ki to be so important and then immediately disregard it? My quick fix this scenario would be to give characters like Jiren, Dispo, or Hit God Ki to explain why they can contend with Goku and Vegeta in their awakened states, and make other characters like Krillin unable to contend with characters who have God Ki. Because why the hell would that make sense? Also, I'm not sure if this is a hot take, but Super Saiyan God was discarded far too quickly for the worst Super Saiyan Blue. Number 3. Gohan's confused handling. This isn't just a problem with Dragon Ball Super. Ever since the Buu saga, really, the writers have had no idea what to do with Gohan. They're not sure whether to let him retire, or make him this badass like the fans remember. So they try both, at the detriment to both factions of fans. And the newest movie, Dragon Ball Super Hero, is the most recent example of this. See, the movie just wanks Gohan and gifts him a brand new form with no rhyme or reason, cause remember the Cell Saga? Remember how much you loved Gohan's transformation? We did it again. Don't you love it again? No. No, we don't. Because this new form doesn't have the years of build-up that the Super Saiyan 2 transformation has, and it's visually just a cheap copy. In conclusion, Gohan can either be a family man who's retired, or a badass warrior like his father. Pick one. I don't even care which one at this point. Just pick. Number 4. Frost's evil reveal. I feel like Frost was one of the biggest missed opportunities of the entire franchise. Seeing what someone with Frieza's influence can do for good is far more interesting than some boring twist villain. I mean, we already brought back the OG Frieza. What's the point of Frost's existence if he's just also evil like Frieza? So my quick fix would be just to keep him a good guy. And if they still need Frost to cheat in the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament, make him believe that Choppa would hurt innocent people if he lost. Make his cheating a for the greater good type of moral dilemma. It would do a lot more for Frost's character and the world building to do it this way. Number 5. The Universe 6 Saiyans. Ooh, where do I even begin? How about this? Why introduce the Universe 6 Saiyans as a people that never discovered the Super Saiyan transformation, while sloppily and haphazardly writing them to quickly achieve the form, and even Super Saiyan 2, within the span of an hour, when you could have just introduced them as a society where Super Saiyan is considered a normal phenomenon. It would solve so many of the writing issues that come with the Universe 6 Saiyans. Because without these issues, I actually like the Universe 6 Saiyans. Okay, I actually like Caulifla. She's what I imagine a female Saiyan would actually act like. But now this is going to be a weird comparison, so I want you to hold on with me here. Do you remember in Phineas and Ferb where Candace goes to Mars and teaches the Martians about music? Only to realize that their bodies are musical instruments?
Every part of their body is a musical instrument, and they never even discovered music before. Martians are so lame.
That's how I feel about the Universe 6 Saiyans. And also, just get rid of the back tingles. Please. Please. Number 6. The Goku Black arc. Just delete the entire arc. Its flaws are too numerous to make quick changes, and Super would be better off if the arc never existed. But I'll do a little rapid-fire list of things I would change for a little bit of fun. First, I would make the arc more streamlined by eliminating the amount of times they go back and forth from Trunks' timeline. It happens like 3 or 4 times in the arc. It's not needed. Just do it like once or twice. Next, I wouldn't retcon Vegito to include a time limit. The whole distinction between Vegito and Gogeta is that their fusions have trade-offs. Vegito is stronger and requires less effort, but you're stuck that way. Where Gogeta takes a lot of effort and skill to perform, but it only lasts 30 minutes, so you better kill the villain before you unfuse. Third, let Trunks stay in the main timeline instead of forcing him to protrude on another random future Trunks' timeline. Hell, you could have had him in the Tournament of Power, watching him work with the androids that destroyed his future. That could have been a great character moment for Trunks. How would he react to having to work alongside the people who've caused him so much trauma? And lastly, I'd give Zamasu more of a character than just a god complex, because otherwise he's just a very boring and dull antagonist. Number 7. There are too many forms. Dragon Ball Super introduces too many transformations without understanding the thematic significance of older Dragon Ball transformations. Super Saiyan Rage, Super Saiyan Rose, Super Saiyan Blue, Royal Blue, Orange Piccolo, Beast Gohan. It goes on and on and on. They just show up with little reason and no thematic weight. If it were up to me, I'd act like an incompetent rabbi and cut the majority of this baby. Those were just some of the changes I would make to the Dragon Ball Super anime. Do you agree with my changes? If you can change one thing about Dragon Ball Super, what would you change? Leave your answer in the comments below. I was the Boomer Zoomer, and I'll see you all next time.